Coming up in tonight's show, Martin's journey, how I've got on this week with my own personal weight loss. Yet another delicious low-calorie recipe for you guys, and this week is Oriental chicken noodles. And also this week, I'll be discussing mental health and weight loss and how the two can work together hand in hand, or in some cases work against each other. As with every week, sharing with you the national days that's happening this week. And finally, what's coming up for you on Mondays with Martin next week. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Mondays with Martin. How are we all doing tonight? Hope you're well. Jackie Bryan, I'm here tonight, no football. Lol. How you doing? Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you're well, guys. So, Mondays with Martin, episode 3, third one of 2023. And what have I got in store for you this week? So we've got my journey, how I've done weight loss this week, and what I've been up to. Then, like I said, we've got national days that are coming up this week. I've got a fantastic, tasty recipe for you guys, which can be tweaked for those of you that are not following our plan.
You're
does
awesome!
Actually involve one of our products to be incorporated into this. So thank you very much for the like there, Jackie. And also, I want to discuss a little bit about weight and mental health. So, yeah, I just need to send this link to somebody. Bear with me. I just need to send this. Bear with. Please and thank you. Right, there we go. So, back in it. So, yes, how are we all doing tonight? So, my weight loss journey so far. So, week 3 now of 2022. And at the beginning of the year, you remember that I said that I wanted to lose a stone in 8 weeks, not 8 stone in a week. That would be pretty much in. I want to lose a stone in the 8 weeks, and so my first week I lost a pound, which was awesome. Then last week when I weighed in, I'd gained 7 pounds, and I blame my mum for this because she was down for another Christmas and just too many Christmases on the trot. You know, it's never my own fault. It's always someone else to blame. No, I'm joking. Then this week, I get on the scales, and now I had a weekend away gigging. I was down in Oxford gigging, and I did my best. I stuck to plan as close as I could. Hey, Rachel, how you doing? Thank you very much for dropping in. So this week, I did my best, and this week, I have lost, wait for it, 6 pounds. So we've almost shifted what I gained last week, so I feel amazing for that. So I'm almost back to where I was at the beginning of the week. However, that does only leave me the 5 weeks. Rachel, thank you very much for that. That does only leave me the 5 weeks now to get this stone off. So we'll get there. Rachel, for you, 1 stone is 14 pounds. So I've got 15 pounds left to go on my weight loss journey. But other than that, I am back on it. I am sticking to sort of like a higher step 3. So I'm on 1,000 calories, 2 products a day, and some food, which is why I can do these fantastic recipes for you. The video will be going live on YouTube later on this week for this recipe, and I'm going to try and type up the PDF recipe for this and put it on our page as well so that you guys can print it off. And then you've got access to it. So not my fault with the gain, then, as you were with me this weekend and lost. Well, it was your fault with the game because you were with me, and you know what I'm like as a chef and how I like to cook for people. You know, I'm just saying, just put that, just kind of putting that one out there. Yeah, so that's my weight loss journey so far. Going to get some extra walking in with my dog this week, hopefully. I've got a band gig. I'm out with the soul band this weekend. So going to get some practicing and plenty of dancing with them. Yeah, so that's about it for my weekend. Whatever. Let's do the national days first. I'm going to do it a little bit in a different order. So national days coming up this week. We have got Thursday is National Popcorn Day. And I'm not going to lie to you. I've been looking at this. And there's not really a low-calorie version of popcorn that I can come up with for you. I have failed you there. But, so, yeah, Thursday is National Popcorn Day. Friday is Small Business Shout-Out Day. So, on Friday, let's see you all giving a shout-out to them small businesses that you want to support and you want to help grow. Okay, so hashtag small business shout-out and then tag the small business one-to-one Thomas that you wish to support. And then Sunday, a world event on Sunday. This is happening. This is a solar system event. It is the Lunar New Year, and on Sunday the 22nd, we will be heading into the year of the rabbit. Make your own. That won't be too bad, apart from the oil that you need to use, and the flavorings. It's not going to be great. So I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I can't really come up with a low-calorie version. Popcorn's very, very high in calories. As always, throughout the episode tonight, throughout the show tonight, please ask questions. I will answer them as best I can. All right? Salt is fine. No, mother. No. Salt is not fine for you. Remember our discussion, okay? Behave on the salt. Yes. So, this year is the year of the rabbit, so men, beware. Just pin round. All right. Yeah. So that's my journey. That is the national days. That's the bit that we will through tonight. So I'm going to save the recipe for the end. All right, guys. I'm going to wait to the end of the episode to do the recipe this week. Because I just want to discuss. I was having a thought about, think about what to do this week on Mondays with Martin. Obviously, I have my chicken oriental chili noodle recipe that I'm going to be going through with you later on tonight in the episode. But I thought, like, what else can I talk about? What else can I talk about? What affects people with their weight loss? And one thing that sprung to mind is trying to lose weight whilst suffering from mental health issues or conditions. I don't really like to say issues or conditions. Now, this is close to home for me because personally I suffer from mental health issues or condition. Sorry, I've just said I don't like the word issue. It's not an issue for me. It's an issue for everyone else. So I suffer with... Again, I have ADHD. I'm not going to go too much into what ADHD is, but it is more than just a label for naughty children. All right, that annoys me. It is a mental condition which is very hard for people that have ADHD. It's very hard for us to deal with, and let alone for the people around us that have to deal with what we go through as well. Now, with this, it really does affect me with my weight loss journey. If I'm really once I'm back really in the swing of things, it becomes real compulsive habit. But trying to get back in there, like I've been, like I said to you, at the end of last year I was off plan, and it's been quite a bit of a ride for me to try and get back in it. Could you list what you had to eat this week? As you lost 6 pounds, it might be good to do it. No, because I don't keep a diary. Yeah, what have I had to eat this week? Okay, so I've been sticking to plan with the product. So I've been having... one of my favourite things to have for breakfast is one of our products, our Shake and Go, because it's nice and easy. I'm very on it first thing when I get up, so Shake and Go is nice and easy and convenient for me. And then for my lunch, I've been having like a porridge, one of our porridge products, or one of our bars, or one of our meals. And then in the evening, I've been trying to create nice, tasty recipes for you guys, like the one that I've got tonight, which is nice and healthy eating. That's pretty much what I've been eating. I did treat myself at the weekend while I was down in Oxford. I'm not going to tell you what I had, but I did treat myself at the weekend. But that was one day, one treat, and so I'm over the moon with the weight loss, to be honest with you. But it basically, I have been watching my intake. There's no other way about this. I've purely been watching what I've been eating, not just a case of how much I've been eating, because with my little hack that I told you about last night with the eat water, I've increased my quantity whilst lowering my calories. Okay. I've also looked at making sure that I'm not consuming too many carbs, not consuming too many sugary things. I've cut down on energy drinks and stuff. No, one day doesn't make a wrecked week, and you're entirely right. And this is one thing that we constantly say to people is, just because you're going out, say you've got a birthday meal that you're going for, just because you're going out on that meal doesn't mean you have to write off the whole day and the whole week. It's one meal. And if you watch what you consume on it and watch what you consume over the day, it's what we call damage limitation. And at the end of the day, as you can see from me, I've had one cheat day, for want of a better description, and I've still lost £6 this week. And I'm hoping next week I can do exactly the same thing. You know, every now and then, eating something out of the ordinary, and I don't mean going stupid and like having a pizza takeaway and stuff like that, not by all means, but eating something out of the ordinary that you wouldn't normally eat. So say like making a homemade curry and then having some naan breads with it, if you wouldn't normally have that carbs. Sometimes it's just a kick of your metabolism. You need carbs in your diet, just a small amount. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I wanted to discuss, sorry, going back, I lost my train of thought. I'm not scripting anymore. I'm just doing this off the fly. I want to talk about sort of like weight loss and mental health. I've got a couple of slides I'm going to bring up, all right? Just here. I don't know if you can see that very well. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger for you. And then we'll just move it over a little bit. Right. So on this slide, weight and mental health, a massive 86% of the nation agree that people should be more supportive to those who suffer with weight problems. This shows people are very aware of the impact weight can have on people's lives and mental well-being. In fact, 60% of people say being overweight has affected their mental health. All right, so I'll go to these bubbles first. So 31% admit they feel disappointed when a diet doesn't work out, and 22% feel like a failure. And then you've got this bit in the middle here. That's why I said list what you did, as you only had one day off plan. It showed people you can have a day off plan and still get a... But I didn't have a day off plan. This is the thing. Let me get back into this in a minute. I didn't have a day off plan. I was still on plan. I controlled what I ate. This is the thing. So I didn't have a day off plan. I just controlled what I ate through the day. Forward planning to maintain your plan whilst not going without, if that makes sense. Yeah. Back to this. So as you can see now, I'm pointing with my pen at my screen and you can't see that. So as you can see now, that's what I mean. I know. So 34% find it difficult to lose weight because they comfort eat, all right? And 25% of people say having weight-related health problems has made them feel alone and isolated. 13% say they can never find a diet that works, and 8% have been bullied in the workplace for being overweight. Now, 13% say they find a diet never works. To me, I say that's because you've never found the diet that works for you. What we have to remember with the word diet pure and simply means the amount of food or what food you are consuming. Okay, so you either have a healthy, balanced diet or you have an unhealthy, unbalanced diet. You might have an unhealthy, balanced diet, but it's balanced with the wrong stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's about finding the diet that works for you. Another statistic is most people will try a diet and they'll last on that diet for 21 days and then they'll fall off the plan. This can also come down to the fact if they don't have the right support in place. All right. And they're following a plan that deprives them of what they feel they need. This is one thing that I love with our diet, with our plan, is the simple fact of, with your consultants, we will tailor the plan to suit your lifestyle. We will tailor the plan to suit your health needs. We will tailor the plan to suit how busy you are and how active you are. It is completely tailored to you so that it works. We set you up for success. We do not set you up for disaster. Failure to plan is planning to fail. Okay? I love that saying. I absolutely love that saying. So, for people who suffer or have suffered with a weight-related health problem, more than a third, 35%, say it's made them feel depressed, and 32% say they don't enjoy life as much. I hate the word diet. It has been made to be such a bad and negative word. I completely agree with you, Jack. Completely agree with you, Jackie. So, yeah, 32% say. And you fall into this cycle, you know, okay, so you speak to a lot of people that have weight issues, which impacts negatively on their mental state, and they'll be, well, why do you eat? I eat because I'm depressed. Well, why are you depressed? Or why are you low? Well, I'm depressed and low because I'm overweight. Well, why are you overweight? Because I eat. Well, why do you eat? Because I'm depressed. And it's that never-ending cycle. Okay, now, one thing with this, let me just go to the next slide a minute. Okay, so one thing with this, and I'm talking from experience, and I know when I'm on plan and I've lost my weight, my mental health is so much better. My mental health is up here because you feel good about yourself. You know you've lost that weight, and even if it's not a huge amount of pounds, if you've lost inches, anything that's different, anything that makes you feel good. And one thing that I like to do to keep me in a nice, good frame of mind and a good mental state is I wake up in the morning and I'll get dressed. And I mean, I will get dressed to impress. There was one day I got up. So normally, because of obviously working from home, if I'm on an office day, I'll have jogging bottoms and a nice t-shirt on and whatnot, and I'll be working from home. If I'm working and I'm out and about, I wear a nice pair of jeans, I put my shoes on, maybe a shirt or a posher t-shirt. And I went for a phase of when I woke up, I got up and I got dressed. And Vanessa said to me, "Oh, where are you going?" I was like, "Nowhere, and I was wearing my nice jeans, I was wearing my nice shoes, I had a nice top on, and I looked smart. And she thought I was going out, but I felt good about myself. And that is one thing, whether you are having a relaxing day at home or what, still dress to make yourself feel good. Don't dress to impress everyone else, dress to impress yourself, make yourself feel good. And when you feel good inside, it beams a bit of positive energy, and positive energy breeds positive energy at the end of the day. And so dress to impress yourself, don't dress to impress others. But also, by losing the weight and feeling good about yourself, it shows in your face. It also improves your mental health. And then also, once you're on that right path for losing weight and people are noticing and people are commenting to you on how good you're looking, it boosts your self-esteem more, which boosts your mental state even more. All we ever want as humans is to feel good and other people to say that we look good. That is it. We are always craving positive attention and positive feedback. Anyway, on to this next slide. So 40% of people say they feel happy, or other people who 40% of people say they feel happy for other people who successfully lose weight. 17% say they feel jealous that other people have successfully lost weight. And 20%, a fifth, admit they feel embarrassed that someone else has been able to do it and they haven't. Excuse me, the other bit. 33% of people dislike their reflection, and 55% of overweight people actually feel this way. A fifth say their weight-related health issues have put a strain on their relationship with loved ones. This is true in other cases as well. 11% of people say they have been stared at disapprovingly at work for being overweight, and 73%, nearly 3/4, all say that they feel judged for being overweight. So these are just some statistics from just national things that have been going on in little researches and stuff. And the thing is like, so go back to my mental health with my ADHD. With ADHD comes anxiety, comes a lot of paranoia as well. So when I am, as you know, I'm a performer. I'm a musician. I'm on stage every weekend, near enough every day, every weekend. And when I don't feel good in myself and I feel that my clothes are slightly tight fitting, I have that paranoia and that constant worry that people are going to be staring at me. People are going to be saying, "Oh, look at him. What is he?" One of the biggest things about being a frontman and being up on stage is you need that ego and you need that self-confidence to be up there. And if your self-confidence is not because you're not happy with the way you feel and look, you're not going to be able to do as best you can. This is my experience. So when I got down to my lightest since following our plans, I got down to 12 stone 1 in September. I'm currently 13 stone 1, so I'm a stone off my lightest. I felt amazing. I'd gone from an extra large t-shirt to a small t-shirt, a 36-inch waist to a 30-inch waist, and I felt amazing. My confidence was booming, and my mental state was right up there. A few things happened over the end of last year in a private thing. I kind of went off the tracks. I lost the rails. I started putting weight back on again, and then over Christmas, etc. I didn't really gain much over Christmas. I'd already done the damage, for want of a better thing before, and I'd kind of started maintaining my weight around where I was. But I wasn't happy in myself, so it put me in kind of a negative mindset about myself, which then created me to become aggravated at myself. And because I was aggravated with myself, I was getting aggravated at everyone else. But since I've been back on plan, it's helping my mental health state because I'm feeling better about myself. Like today when I weighed myself and I've lost 6 pounds. What a boost first thing in the morning. You know, you wake up on a Monday morning. Today is known as Blue Monday. It's supposed to be the most unhappy and depressing day of the year. And I've woken up with a start of 6 pound loss and I'm feeling amazing. It set me up good for the day. You know, it doesn't matter what everything else is going on. Hey, Linz, how you doing? Thank you very much for coming in. So it doesn't matter what else is going on because I've lost 6 pound and I feel amazing and I'm set up for the day. You know,
you're awesome.
Thank you very much, Kelly Maudsley and Vanessa Osuji, for the likes there. So sticking to plan and having
you're awesome.
Something I discussed thank you very much, Vanessa. Something I discussed 2 weeks ago was about having that eating routine and being in a good eating habit, not snacking in between, making sure you're eating regularly. So like every 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours is a very good eating habit to have, making sure that you're drinking plenty, making sure that you are getting enough sleep.
You're awesome.
For what your body needs. I'm not going to go into it again. Lindsay Berry, thank you very much for smashing the like as well. For what your body, when I say for what your body needs, not everybody needs 8 hours. Some people need more, people need less. I'm one of those that actually needs less sleep than 8 hours. But when I am on plan and I'm there, my mental health is so much higher. I feel better. I don't have as much anxiety. I don't have as much stress. And I have more focus on what I'm doing. With my ADHD, when I'm
there we go
flare up, I find it thank you very much for the share. I find it extremely hard to concentrate, and you'll know people with ADHD, we find it very difficult and frustratingly so to concentrate on one thing. You know, don't give someone with ADHD a list because they'll look at that list and they'll do something else because the list will overwhelm them. But once I'm in that right mental state, that list I can get through easier because my mental health is higher, right? I hope this is making sense to all of you guys. So the other thing as well that going back into the mental health state is a lot of people, most of the nation, do what we call emotional eating. Okay, and so emotional eating, how to stop this, you know, do you eat to feel better or relieve your stress? You know, so there's a few tips that I've got that can help stop emotional eating, fight cravings, identify what triggers your emotional eatings, and find more satisfying ways to feed your feelings rather than eating. So emotional eating, we don't always just eat to satisfy physical hunger. Many of us will turn to food for comfort and stress relief or to reward ourselves. You know, hey, I've lost 6 pounds this week. I'm going to get a pizza. Why? I'm not going to get a pizza, but I'm just saying. And when we do, we tend to reach for junk food, sweets. So I've just said that, and other comfort and unhealthy foods. And the reason we reach for these is the high sugar and the high salt content is a drug to our body, and it makes our body crave it. That's what makes us feel good. But it only feels good for that split second while you're eating it. Once you've eaten it, you want more. We go hunting for more because your body's telling you want more. So you might reach for a pint of ice cream, or when you're feeling down, order a pizza, or if you're bored or lonely, or you might swing by the drive-thru because you can't be bothered to do something. That's you. Emotional eater. Yeah. So it's very difficult. And emotional eating is using food to make yourself feel better, you have emotional shoppers out there. They'll shop to feel better, and they feel fantastic once they bought those brand new £600 pair of 22-inch high-heel boots and, I don't know, whatever it is you women buy, or that new makeup or whatever. But then once you've bought it, well, after 5 minutes, you're no longer satisfied. So you're filling your emotional needs rather than what your stomach needs. And unfortunately, emotionally, it doesn't fix the problem. It usually makes you feel worse. Not only does the original emotional issue remain, but you also then feel guilty for overeating. So are you an emotional eater? Do you eat more when you're feeling stressed? Do you eat more when you're hungry, or when you're... Hell no, you don't deserve to eat. This is another thing that I'll try and touch on in a bit, Lindsay, sorry. So do you eat when you feel stressed? Do you eat when you're not hungry or when you're full? Do you eat to feel better, to calm and soothe yourself when you're sad, mad, bored, anxious? For me, I have a bad habit of snacking when I'm bored or snacking when I'm tired. They're my things. I don't tend to eat when I'm highly stressed. Again, this is a bad thing, but I'll touch on that in a bit. Do you reward yourself with food? Hey, you've done a fantastic job this week at losing weight. You deserve a treat. I'm not saying you don't deserve a treat, but don't let it be a food treat, Do you regularly eat until you're stuffed? And I mean, absolutely, oh my God, I couldn't eat another... Oh, why did I eat all that? Oh, my days, I feel ill. Does food make you feel safe? Do you feel like food is your friend? And do you feel powerless or out of control around food? So those will make will make you an emotional eater. Emotional eating cycle. Occasionally, using food as a pick-me-up or a reward to celebrate isn't necessarily a bad thing, but when eating is your primary emotional coping mechanism, your first impulse is to open the fridge, and whatever you stressed, upset, angry, lonely, exhausted, bored, etc., 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 you get stuck in an unhealthy cycle where the real feeling or problem is never actually addressed. So you feel guilty or powerless over food. Something happens that upsets you. Excuse me. You feel an overwhelming urge to eat. You then eat more than you know you should, and then you feel guilty and powerless over that food. So something happens to upset you. Normally, the fact that you are feeling guilty that you've eaten the food. You then feel overwhelming urge to eat. You then eat more than you should, which makes you feel guilty and bad. So then that upsets you, which means that you then feel an overpowering urge to eat, which then means you eat more than you should, which means you then feel guilty and powerless over this food, which means that upsets you, which means you then eat, which then blah, 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 blah. You see where I'm going with this? Yeah. I don't reward myself. I just eat when I'm hungry. But when I'm having an off day, I may never eat even if I'm hungry. Weird, I know. No, not weird. Not weird at all. It's that's emotional punishment, which I'll try and touch on. I haven't done mass research into the emotional punishment side, but I am very, very similar. Very similar. And it's a real bad cycle to get into. Emotional hunger can't be filled with food. Eating may well feel good in the moment, but the feelings that trigger the eating are still there, and you often feel worse than you did before because of the unnecessary calories that you've just consumed. You beat yourself up for messing up and not having more willpower. Compounding the problem, you stop learning healthier ways to deal with your emotions. You have a harder and harder time controlling your weight, and you feel increasingly powerless over both food and your feelings. But no matter how powerless you feel over your food and your feelings, it's possible to make that positive change. and you can learn healthier ways to deal with your emotions, avoid triggers, conquer cravings, and finally, just put a stop to your emotional eating, which falls back into what I was discussing last week and the week before of really get yourself into a healthy habit of eating little and often and controlling what calories you eat. Now, one thing for me, like I said to you guys a minute ago, I tend to eat when I'm bored or I'm tired. So what I got into the habit of doing was buying mini cucumbers and carrots, and I'd cut up carrot sticks and mini cucumbers. So if I got bored, rather than turn into a packet of Doritos or a packet of chocolate, I would sit and eat carrot sticks and cucumber sticks. Now, to put into contrast, a big bag of Doritos, I do distraction techniques to not snack. I do puzzles, colouring, or get into a book. Yeah, quite. So for me, when I know that there could be an incidence, especially like with the momentumness, that I'm gonna probably turn to snacks. So a big bag of Doritos is roughly 140 calories. That 140 calories can actually get you about 600 grams of carrots and cucumber. That's a lot of food for the same amount of calories and a healthier choice. So this is what I do is cucumber sticks and carrot sticks. And then whilst, yes, I'm still snacking or eating, it's not hugely damaging. And I also know where my triggers are. So my triggers are a lot when I'm gaming or after a gig. So I know these triggers, so I will spread my day out to accommodate that, so I'm still not overeating. But rather than having pizzas, Pringles, crisps, blah, 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 I'm having something healthy. I'm having a healthy alternative to it. Jackie, yeah, definitely distract yourself. Get into a good book. My downfall was nuts. Healthy until you eat a whole large bag of them. Nuts aren't as healthy as you think. Just throw that out there. Nuts are not as healthy as you think because of all the natural oils in them. Okay, so really, I'd steer clear of them. I eat pickles, gherkins, onions, beetroots. Yeah, veg. I mean, I'd probably try and healthier option is less than pickled. Even in small doses, still. No, not chocolate peanuts, Vanessa, for goodness sake. But so the difference between emotional hunger and physical hunger. Before you can break free from the cycle of emotional eating, you first need to learn how to distinguish between emotional and physical hunger. This can be trickier than it sounds. A lot trickier than it. Oh, it's all coming out now, Vanessa. Yeah. This can be a lot trickier than it sounds. So, emotional hunger can be powerful. It's so easy to mistake it for physical hunger, but there are clues you can look for. So, emotional hunger comes on suddenly. Okay, it hits you in an instant and feels overwhelming and an urgent. Whereas physical hunger is a gradual thing. The urge to eat doesn't feel as a desire or demand instant satisfaction. Emotional hunger craves specific comfort food. So when you're physically hungry, almost anything sounds good, including healthy stuff like vegetables, believe it or not. But emotional hunger craves junk food. It craves the salt. It craves the sugar. It really does. Sorry, I read my comments. It threw me off. Carbs. It craves all the stuff that's bad for you when you're specific. So emotional hunger craves specific comfort foods. Yeah. So include emotional hunger often leads to mindless eating. So before you know it, you've eaten a whole bag of crisps or an entire tub of ice cream without really paying attention to fully enjoying it. So when we say emotional, I'm not just on about like I'm feeling depressed, I'm feeling stressed, but even boredom. You know, you sat watching TV, you go and grab a bag of crisps and you eat it all, or you grab a tub of ice cream and you eat it all. You know, I mean, the simple answer is don't have it in your house. There we go. But you can't grab it then. But you know, we all suffer there. But emotional hunger isn't satisfied once you're full either. So you will overeat. You will keep wanting more and more and more and more and more until you're uncomfortably stuffed. And you will also find that you're uncomfortably stuffed, but you are still craving more. It is a vicious cycle. You feel your hunger as a craving and you can't get it out of your head. You're focused on specific textures, tastes, and smells, which you can all, I'm not going to go into think, but you can all kind of feel to that. I mean, how many of us have sat there and been like, oh my God, I could just kill a pizza right now. You know, I mean, go for it, but just make one of my healthy pizzas that I put on last week. So anyway, and then it obviously it often leads to regret. It often leads to feeling shame, guilt, and you feel bad about eating it, and you feel so low that what does it do? It makes you crave more food, and then you eat it, and you end up in that vicious cycle again. Emotional hunger versus physical hunger. Emotional hunger comes on suddenly, and emotional hunger feels like it needs to be satisfied instantly. Emotional hunger craves specific comfort foods, isn't satisfied with a full stomach, and triggers the feelings of guilt, powerlessness, and shame. Whereas physical hunger comes on very gradually. Physical hunger can wait for you to eat. Physical hunger is open to options. Lots of things sound good to you when you're physically hungry. And physical hunger stops when you are full. Eating to satisfy physical hunger doesn't make you feel bad about yourself either. So how can we identify emotional trigger fingers? So common causes are stress, stuffing emotions. So like eating can be way too temporary. So we stuff down uncomfortable emotions, including anger, fear, sadness, anxiety, loneliness, resentment. We'll stuff it down and we'll eat instead. Boredom or a feeling of emptiness. You often turn, and childhood habits. You know, think back to childhood memories of food. And did your parents reward good behavior with ice cream? Did your parents reward good? Oh, you've been so good. Let's go and get McDonald's. And you know. So has it been imprinted on your brain that when you've done something good, you deserve a treat? Social influence as well. You know, when you get together and you're out and about and then say, oh, we're going to go get a pizza. And you're like, yeah, okay. You know, or no, I'm being good. I'm sticking to plan. Like, oh, come on, one won't hurt. And you're like, oh, go on then. And then you overface yourself. Keep an emotional eating diary as well. When you know that it's been emotional eating that you've done, write it down. What happened leading up to you eating it, and then this can figure out your triggers, and then find other ways to feed your feelings. Read a book, go for a walk, paint your nails, have a bath, have a drink of water. You know, figure out what your emotional triggers are, and then what can you do in that instance to sort out the emotional triggers. Because once you've taken your mind away from that emotional stress and that or whatever's going on emotionally at the time, once that goes, that hunger, that emotional hunger will go with it. Okay. But also by having that healthy balance, that healthy balanced diet there anyway, can actually put you in a much better mindset to alleviate in the first place anything that might cause you to stress eat or emotionally eat. So alternative, if you're depressed or lonely, call someone who always makes you feel better about yourself. Play with your dog or your cat, or if you haven't got one, your neighbours. Dog or cat, that is. Don't play with your neighbours. Let's just, look at a favourite photo or a cherished memento. If you're anxious, expend your nervous energy by dancing in your favourite song, squeezing a stress ball, or taking a brisk walk. Okay. When I'm feeling anxious, a walk does me good. Last year, we had a massive charity gig with the Soul Band, and my anxiety seriously plays up with nerves before a gig, especially when we got to wait around a long time because it was a charity ball. We had a lot of waiting around, so my anxiety got the better of me. So all I did was took myself off and went for a walk. We were playing at a beat a venue on the beach. So I took a nice stroll down the beach. I sat with my eyes closed, just listened to the waves, nice, deep, slow breathing in and out. And it completely cleared my mind and really, really helped to calm my anxiety. I mean, once I was on stage, the anxiety was completely gone, but get your Martin CD out and dance. If you've got a Martin CD, if you ain't, I don't have any available at the moment, but they will soon be. If you're exhausted, treat yourself to a hot cup of tea and take a bath. You know, light some scented candles, put some bubble bath in there, get a bath bomb, whatever, you know, but treat yourself to a nice, relaxing, calm situation. I like to listen to meditation music, so calm music when I'm chilling, and have a nice long bath. Don't turn to eating because I'm so tired, I just want to eat. Go on, treat yourself to a nice bath. And if you're bored, read a book, do a puzzle, like Jackie said. Read a book, do a puzzle, go for a walk again, go for a walk, phone your friend, play a game with your friend, play a board game, you know, whatever, but pause when cravings hit and check in with yourself. Do I need this? Am I hungry, or is this an instant thing? What is going on? Emotional eaters feel powerless over their food cravings. When the urge to eat hits, it's all you can think about. You feel an almost unbearable tension that demands you to eat. So chill. Take yourself out of the situation. Go for that walk. Go and read a book. Go and have a bath. Go and have a shower even. The shower helps calm me. All right? That's what you... To get away from this emotional eating, you need what you need to do is it's in the mindset. You need to calm your mind down. You need to take a nice deep breath, slow down. Another thing that can happen as well is when your stress levels are high. Sometimes we can't focus on it, and you might need a friend that can pick up on that trigger, that can pick up and see and just stop you and say, Lindsay, stop. Come here. Have a hug. Big breath in. Chill. Relax. Okay. We're calm. Now go on and start. Sorry, Lindsay. I used you as I used your name as an example just because it's in my feed. But do you know what I mean? You might have that friend. My mum does it to me. Martin, stop. Calm. Breathe. Vanessa does it to me. Martin, stop. Calm. Breathe. Sort yourself out. It's no good shouting at them. Stop it! Sort yourself out. It's not going to help you at all. Dancing, yeah, dancing's a brilliant way to clear, especially for me. I like dancing around. Take 5 before giving into craving. Can you put off eating for 5 minutes? Take a chill, and if the craving goes, it's gone. If it's not, do something else. The other thing as well is alleviate the temptation by don't have these things in stock in your house. Indulge but without overeating by savouring your food. Slow down how you eat. Slow down. Eat it. And I'm not saying like chew your food 30 times. Just slow it down. Yeah, breathe. I have to tell myself to breathe sometimes. Yeah. Love it, Mum. I love it. Rewatch the 1-to-1 Diet Mondays with Martin when you're bored or overthinking about food. Definitely. Plenty. I try my best to give you plenty of healthy tips. Eat with chopsticks. I'd starve to death. I can't use chopsticks. Practice mindful eating. Eat while you're also doing other things, such as watching TV, driving. The best thing that I can advise actually is don't eat while you're driving, because you can actually get done for that. But is put your knife and fork down with chopsticks, but put your knife and fork down between each mouthful. Take a sip of water between each mouthful, and slow your eating down. Your phone can so do such things, you know, playing with your phone. I'm not going to promote that either. I've got a list of things to distract you from emotional eating. Playing with your phone. I hate people on their phone at dinner. It's rude. But find something to do in between eating so that you will actually fully enjoy your food. And you'll actually find by slowing down how fast you're eating your meal, you'll fill up quicker. Don't watch TV while eating. Concentrate on your food. Yes, but if there's a program that you want to watch and your dinner's coming up at the same time, you're going to wolf that food down. My biggest thing is put your knife and fork down between each mouthful. Savor it. Enjoy the flavors of the food. The chef, trust me on this one, the chef will appreciate you more for savoring and enjoying the flavors. Take a sip of water between each mouthful and you will fill up quicker. Give yourself permission to take at least 30 minutes every day to relax, decompress, and unwind. Chill. Not everyone has ketchup. Or ketchup. Yeah? But just chill your mind. Chill yourself down. All I wanna do is have some fun. I got a feeling. I'm just getting the next bit ready. It's not working. Alrighty. But does that help you guys at all? Does it? Am I marvellous, Martin? I hope I've made sense on there, guys. Like I said, I haven't scripted this today. I'm trying to just be free-flowing and real with you guys. I don't want to write my show out the whole time and just be like, so, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I prepared. I prepare my topics. I try and go with the flow. Information good it is, yes? Wouldn't go that far. Wow, thanks. All right. Are you ready for the next bit? Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for my recipe of the week. Unscripted stuff. Yeah, it's because I'm a mental case, basically, then. This is what you're saying, isn't it? I go off on one, I lose track of time, and I've now got 10 minutes left of the show to go through the best part of the show. No, it's not the best part of the show. I just really wanted to, well, like I said, I've been struggling a little bit with my ADHD and my mentality, and I thought, what better thing to talk about this week than mental health and thingy. You guys can send me a message if you want a bit more information, if you want a bit more help. Vanessa is a well-being life coach qualified as well, so contact Vanessa or myself, contact our page. Anything that you wish to do, we're here to help, you know. So, are you ready for this glorious, delicious, absolutely thrill-seeking recipe that I've got for you? Oh, it's mouth-watering. I'll give you a little bit of a taste. Ready? Excuse the pun. That's what I got for you today. Woohoo! Bowlful, delicious. Oh, not half. So, do you remember last week I spoke about the foodie hack of a company called Eat Water? All right, it's this stuff. And this is what I'm using in this. This is Slim Noodles. These are 18 calories for a full pack of 200 grams, okay? Now, it says serves 2, and this meal, I've used it to serve 2. 9 calories per person, per 100 grams. 9 calories. 9 calories per 100 grams, people. Next to nothing. So this is what I've been boosting my meals with. It is a fantastic life hack. I'm going to whiz through this very, very quickly, so keep up. This recipe contains 150 grams of chicken breast diced, 40 grams of peppers, sliced 40 grams of red onions, sliced 20 grams of spring onions, roughly chopped, 1 packet of oriental chili soup, preferably at ours, but if you're not on plan with us, any oriental chili soup made up with 150 ml water, and 1 pack of the Eat Water Slim Noodles. Bum, ba, da, bum. Right, I'm going to go through it slower. I realised they were peppers. I thought they were anchovies. You'd never get me with anchovies on my food, love. So, absolutely fantastic. Let's get into this recipe. And like I said, the recipe will be available. The full video will be available. This video that I'm about to show you will be available on our YouTube to watch again later. And I will be compiling the recipe into a document form so that you could... Where did you get the noodles from? Bet you can't guess. Before I do the video, bet you can't guess where I got them from. I'll have a drink while I'm waiting for you to guess. Online, yes. My favourite rainforest company. If you can't figure that one out. Yeah, my favourite rainforest company. Aldi. Since when's Aldi been a frickin'... Nozama. Say that backwards. Nozama. Nozama. Say it backwards. That's where I got them from. Absolutely fantastic. Best thing that I've ever discovered. Absolutely on it. Right. So, into the video. So, you're going to slice up your peppers. Or your pepper. 40 grams of peppers. Pepper, whatever. 40 grams, which is roughly half of a small red onion. Nicely chopped there. And I just want to say, yeah, I am doing this all that quick. And then 20 grams of your spring onions. Yep, something like that. Right. So that's your veg prep. Get your chicken. I'm using chicken fillets here, but you want 150 grams of chicken breast. Dice that up. So they're about, 1.5 centimetre thick, half-inch cubed. Diced. And there. So that's... And the reason they're in separate bowls, you'll see in a minute. But so you got your peppers, your onions, your chicken, and your spring onions. All right. So in there, that here, this is just a little bit of water. Okay. So we stick that little bit of water in to give a nice bit of steam in there. All right. Fry off your chicken. And then once your chicken's started to turn, 5 minutes. Yeah, fry it off for about 5 minutes. Then add in your peppers and your red onions. Fry that off again for another 5 minutes until it turns. Then you want to add in your spring onions. Just stir it in and cook it for about a minute. Pop it into a bowl and pop it on the side. So just pop it to one side for a minute. Then your Oriental chili soup. Now, this is one of our products. This is 200 calories. I'm going to tell you the full calories at the end of it. This is one of ours. So what you were doing if you're on plan with us. So this is for step 2 and above. Now, on step 2, we tend to say eat 3 times. We'll say eat 4 times a day. If you're going to use this as your step 2, you will only eat 3 times because you're using one of your products in with your meal. Okay. And then the slim water. So these are the next 2 ingredients. So what you're going to do is drain off the noodles out of the packet that it comes to in. Put it in a bowl. Give them a really, really good rinse. Okay. 2 or 3 times you want to do this process. So I'm using a bowl and the colander is so that I can really clean the noodles off. Give them a good rinse. Once you've done this, my hands are fast, man. Use the same pan, and then you're gonna use the same pan. Put your noodles in there, and you want to. Now that was really quick. Hold on. You're gonna cook off your noodles for about 2 minutes here. Okay. After 2 minutes, add all your stuff back in. Just give it a good stir in. Cook it out for a minute, and then once you've cooked out for about a minute, you're going to then add in your soup. Here we go, pause on the soup. So this is Oriental chili soup. You want to make this up with 150 ml of hot water because this will give it a nice thick sauce to it. So if you're not on plan, if you're not one of our clients, if you're not on plan with us, any Oriental chili soup will do, okay? But just make it up with about 150 ml of water, hot water, okay? Pour that over and literally just stir it in. You ain't got to cook it anymore. Just stir it in, and then we're going to dish it up. So you want to dish up half the noodles into a bowl, and then you're going to dish up, and then half of the meat and the veg and everything into a bowl. I'm going to let this play out. This, I forgot to speed this a little bit up. So that is your standard sized dinner bowl there. And as you can see, there's quite a bit in there. I'm piling that in. This is half the food. So when I set out to make this, I was first making this for one person. As I'm cooking it, I realise, bam, that's a lot of food. That'll serve 2 people, which is why I've changed it up slightly. So this will serve 2 people. That is a portion. That there is 200 calories. 209 calories there for that bowl full of food. 209 calories. Step 2, absolutely fantastic there. Yeah. Brilliant. Now, if you're like me and you're a bit of a piggy and you like to eat a lot, add the rest in.
Awesome!
Charmaine Ryland coming in with a like. Thank you very much. Just add the rest of this in. Add a bit of salt and pepper as you're cooking it if you want to. You don't need to on this. It's flavoursome enough, but add a bit of salt and pepper in there. And that whole bowl... Oh, I just realised I dripped some there. That was unprofessional of me. That whole bowl full there is 418 calories. That was piled. That bowl was overflowing. But that is 418 calories there. Again, you can still have that on step 2. You're just not going to have anything else in between. So you could, yay salt, behave you. You could make that up, but only make up half the soup and pour it over, right? Later on, and eat that for your lunch. Later on, you could heat the rest of it up and make up the rest of the soup mix and pour that over for a second one. Or you can eat for step 2, you can eat 2 products that day and then have one other meal, which is this at 400 calories. Step 2 and above, 400 calories for that bowlful. Absolutely, wrong button, absolutely delicious. Honestly, now this video will be going live either tomorrow or Wednesday. Not this video, that video will be going live either tomorrow or Wednesday. Seriously, go and give it a try. Look up on Nozama, the rainforest company, for these noodles. Will the noodles be only half the packet too? You could do. They would reheat, but yeah. To be honest, the thing is they come in. Oh, let me open it. Let me open it and show you. So you come in this pack, and then you tear off the top, and then they're in another little bag like that, and they've got and it's in like a saline solution. Okay, so that's why you're going to take it off, you're going to take it out, you're going to drain it, you're going to rinse it twice, and then put it in. So yeah, you could do. They need cooking for at least. And these can be microwaved as well. But yeah, you could do, or I've reheated it. It's not too bad reheated. Literally from preparation to in your mouth, 15 minutes tops. Depending on how quickly you can prepare your food, but 15 minutes. It takes 5 minutes to cook the chicken, 5 minutes to cook the other stuff, the veg, 2 minutes for your noodles. And while the chicken's cooking, you could be preparing your veg. You didn't have to do it the way I did it. Cook the chicken, prepare your veg. 15 minutes, done. Absolutely fantastic. 400 calories for that whole bowl, or 200 calories if you're going to split between you. 418 if we're being technical. Absolutely amazing dish. I beg you to go and try it. And if you do, so if you rinse and use half the cling film, the rest in a bowl for later. Yeah, you can do that. Like I say, they don't reheat badly. Don't microwave them, reheat them in a pan. I mean, I prefer to reheat everything in a pan rather than microwaving, but it is absolutely amazing. I beg you to go and try it. Really think about this Slim Water range. They've got rice, they've got pastas, they've got spaghettis. Start incorporating that. Rather than using your spaghetti, switch to Slim Water spaghetti. Rather than using your conventional rice, switch to the Slim Water rice. Next week, what I'm going to do for you, for the recipe, I'm going to be doing a spaghetti bolognese next week. Which I've literally just decided. So I'm just writing it down. Using the Slim Water spaghetti. So I'm going to do that next week. That'll be the meal for next week. I want you all to share it with your friends. Let them know what's going on. Come and watch. I do as well. Now, Charmaine's licking her lips. I'm surprised Jackie and they have tried my spaghetti bolognese. I specialised in Italian cooking. Italian is where my heart lies, and I do a banging bolognese. You follow my recipe and you will never eat out at a tacky imitation restaurant again. I promise you that. So, next week, spaghetti bolognese, using the Slim Water rather than thing. Nice low calorie. Going to be first step 2 and above. Yeah, I should be able to make it for step 2 and above. So that's what we're going to do next week. I don't know what else I'm doing, so keep an eye. I haven't planned that far yet. You know me. So Spago Bolo, that's what we're doing for next week's episode. Has this episode been helpful for you guys? I do hope so. I'm running over slightly now. Who cares? I hope this episode has been very helpful. Like I said, we touched on a bit of mental health. Don't forget, this year we are as of Sunday, we'll be in the new lunar year, the Chinese year of the rabbit. And on Friday, is Small Business Shout Out Day. So please, please, please make sure that you get in touch. No. I'm reading comments at the same time, so I've lost the plot. It's not scripted. Please make sure that you do hashtag small business shout out and then shout out to that small business that you want to approach. One-to-one Team Thomas. Thank you. I'm glad it's helped. If you are watching and you're in the UK and you are not a slimmer with us and you wish to, please get in touch. If you join in January, we will give you 10% off your first order. Okay, so you can get in touch via Facebook. All our details are available. This episode will be available on our YouTube channel from Wednesday, which will be the 18th. It will be available to rewatch on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@121Team Thomas. Don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, go over there and subscribe now. Also, follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Sometimes we do stupid stuff. We just enjoy life. And remember, guys, for a healthier future, together as one, choose you, choose us. We can bring it all together. Take care, guys. I've been Martin. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will catch you next week. Good night.